Uncle Neely.
BiggDogg Chico. What it do, Big Dog? How you feeling, brother?
Hey man, I'm blessed and highly favored, as they say. But I'm doing good. I'm doing well. Back in effect, I'm feeling 100% better than the way I felt when we were last on here. What was that? Monday night.
Yeah. Monday night, I think you about 80%.
Yeah.
Now you're at 100. Before Monday night, you was at 0%. Like old Chico trying to leave up out of here. Chico, I'm gonna tell the people like I told you on Monday Night Live, you can't eat everything. You just gotta watch what you put in and around your mouth and what you swallow, because it'll come back and it'll eat you, it'll bite you.
I'm going vegan, huh?
Hey,
at least I'm gonna
they
try.
got bad vegetables too now. You can't just eat just because it's green don't mean it's good.
Hey. You are not lying about that one right there, man. So I'm back in effect. Hope you're doing well. How are you? You back in still in Mississippi once again?
Yeah, still in Mississippi, man. Gonna try to get out of here Saturday, get back for that first team meeting on Sunday. But it's a lot of bad weather moving around the South, ice in these airports and stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to get out of here. But speaking of stuff like that, man, shout out and prayers to Los Angeles, man, with the fires that's going on. You're talking about, man, over 10,000 acres getting closer and closer to the real city outside. Shout out to the people in LA County dealing with it. 30,000 people displaced and growing. Man, it's just prayers to them, man.
That's crazy what's going on out there. Kind of remind me, and prayers once again to all the people of Lahaina, Maui, out here in Hawaii. The scene looked the same as the people were riding down the road, and all you see is just feet of flames just everywhere, and it's just spawned by the winds and stuff. So, prayers to them. Hopefully everybody can get out of there alive and not worry about those, material things. Just get out there with your life.
Man, let me tell you this, man. Speaking of, we start off talking about airports and this weather and stuff. We got a very special guest tonight for Prime Parents, Chico. And the conversation started in all places, San Antonio's airport, which was very underwhelming, by the way. I really expected more from the airport. Airport went too much damn better than Jackson Airport, but that's neither here nor there. End up sitting next to a lady I know very well from when her son arrived at Jackson State to everything he's accomplished at Colorado. Talking about no other than Travis Hunter's mom. And she said she would love to do Prime Parents. And so, man, here we are, Miss Ferrante Edmunds. We're going to call her Mama Tay. We're going to call her Miss Edmunds. We're going to call her Ferrante. She go by a whole bunch of names because it's all love.
Yes, indeed. Miss Tay, Mama Tay, how you doing? Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
This is my first time meeting you, and I think I've passed by you a couple times at the games that I was at, but I didn't catch it, and I didn't get the nerve to speak to you. Hey, Miss. So I said, good to meet you now, and I know you and Neely have met in the past, so y'all got a little history and some things to talk about. We're gonna get into it though.
Let me say this to the folks out there tuning in live on both channels, the Pregame Network as well as BiggDogg Chico. Again, we got Miss Ferrante Edmunds, Travis Hunter, and I know that Ferrante rhymed with Beyonce, but that face is beat. I see you, girl. Like you came up and turning this thing out.
You got to glow up and show up at the same time.
Yeah, I like that. So how you feeling? How's life been? We're gonna go back into the history of raising Travis and all that, but how's life been since the Heisman ceremony in New York for you?
Life has been really, really good. I can't complain. When you pray for something, just be expecting the unexpected. A lot of times we pray for stuff and we're not able to contain what we pray for, or we're not ready for what we pray for. So I just say to all the parents that's out there, hold on, your time is coming. Keep pushing your children, keep pushing yourself as well, because your vision matters just as well as your children's vision and your spouse's vision. Never give up on yourself, just like you your children's or your spouse.
100%. Now, we like Neely said, we're gonna go back. We're gonna talk about Travis as a young boy. We're gonna talk about him coming up, all this high school recruiting process. I gotta mention my guy Cam Newton, but let's talk about yourself for a minute. This is what we like to do. We got to learn about the parents first before we learn about the student athlete. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, maybe your sports background, your family history, and things of that nature?
Well, I am from West Palm Beach, Florida, and I'm a mother of 5. I have 4 boys, 1 girl. They're very athletic and very competitive one against one another, even no matter the ages.
Yeah.
I used to do track and field as well as step and dance when I was growing up, coming out of high school. So my brother played all sports. He has his jersey in the John I. Leonard, Hall of Fame. It's like it runs on both sides of the family. Both of us was very competitive, and both sides of the family very athletic.
Yes.
So, and my mom was a single mom, so and I was raised by my dad as well as my mom until my dad passed, and then I was raised by my mom. But we lived in the Rockies, crazy area, so you get some tough skin. So I have tough skin, so a lot of things that would make a person or break a person, it don't faze me. People words do not dictate where I'm going, where I'm supposed to be, and how I'm going to get there. So I teach my kids, listen, you have control over what you do, how you do what you do, and when you do what you do. Nobody have control over you but other than God. If they're not Jesus, they don't have a hell or heaven to put you in. And people do have a lot of opinions, but your opinions don't really matter because it don't really sign any checks. Unless you start signing some of these checks that you're giving me, then everybody got an opinion, but you don't have to actually listen to everybody's opinion. Everybody's opinion is not always going to be a good opinion because a lot of people hate the fact that you are who you are because they want it to be what you are, but yet they forfeit. So now they want to bring their drama onto you and create drama for you. But in the end of the day, you still got time to do what you set out to do as well. So instead of you hating on me, how about you get like me?
I tried to tell you, Chico. I tried to tell you.
We got a preview from the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Everybody took the world by storm.
Let me tell you something, Chico. They come in here playing the night they want to. They finna be playing with the wrong one. Like it is not a game.
Listen, I am a praying mother. You can listen. When you could come for me all day, when you come for my kids, we got a problem. Because I'm not gonna take it to the streets. I'm gonna take it to my knees and I'm gonna pray about it. Because he said, "Touch not my anointing, no do my what, no harm." So, baby, you come barking up the wrong tree. But I got something for you because I fight in the spiritual realm and not in the natural. So, baby, if I'm with Jesus and Jesus on my side, I'm on the winning team. You better get like me.
Drop another one.
Yeah, can't look. If we had a sound man, he'd do the explosion right there. But sometimes the sound man, he be running late.
Sometimes he off a little bit. But hey,
he probably catch up as the show go on. And if you ain't caught up, Chico the sound man too, so maybe he'll get it together.
He wasn't expecting all these gems to be dropping and these bombs to be knocking. It's all right.
Not this early. I'm gonna catch up with it though. It's kind of like, just like Travis on the football field. People don't be expecting some stuff. You better be ready from the get-go, dog.
That's right.
Mama Taylor, let me ask you this. You mentioned in your background the dancing. Is that where Trav get it from? Because that joke got some moves now.
Unfortunately, yes. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, he gets it from our side and as well as his dad's side. But we always used to dance all the time. All my brothers, me. I have 5 brothers. I'm the only girl, so I'm already in the trenches. So certain things that people say I should respond to, I tell them everything that's said don't need to be addressed, baby. I'm not scared.
Yeah, and let me address something right now. I know you ain't scared too. Chico, I chat when we have a beautiful lady on. Yes, she is married. Y'all stop. Y'all focus.
Okay, yeah, good. You got that out the way.
Focus on what we're talking about. She is married.
Neely had to get that out of the way because we got some guys in the chat.
They already going.
We're not looking at no chat.
If you are just joining us, whether it's on BiggDogg Chico or the Pregame Network, this is a special episode of Prime Parents. Miss Ferrante Adams, we're going to call her Mama Tay tonight. We're going to call her Miss Edmunds. We're going to call her everything because she be bringing us all love. If you just joined us, that's our special guest tonight for Prime Parents, a Heisman Trophy winning mama. They ain't gave out but 90 of them, and 2 of them to the same person. So she in a very exclusive sorority, if you will, of women who have birthed and raised a Heisman Trophy winner. Just so thankful that you would take the time out and be with us. And I see you rocking the Adidas shirt.
You know I'm rocking there. Anything my children are sponsoring or anybody that sponsor my kids, I'm gonna make sure I rock it to the fullest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
we
As
are
Travis
our
said.
kids' biggest fans. Whether people know it or not, whether you see me, just know I'm always in the back end doing what I do as a parent. Regardless if you see me in the front, just know I'm in the back doing what I need to do. It shows. Look at him.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
speaking of being in the back chilling, I'm in the back chilling early December, and I'm playing my EA Sports college football game. Of course, I'm playing with the Buffaloes. Of course, I'm throwing the ball to Travis every damn play. And they had a special on there about these exclusive shirts, right? So I hit the button. I said, man, I'm going to order. I'm support Travis. That's my guy. It just came like they just knocked at the door right before we went live with this Travis is the cheat code shirt. And it's got EA Sports and all his stats on the back. But that ain't just it, Chico, Mama Tay, the chat.
Oh, no.
They sent this gigantic poster of Travis.
No.
Oh, yes. EA Sports, what happened? Yeah. Y'all need to get it. Y'all got to contact me. What's going on, man? I need the cheat code
that's nice
too.
right there.
Yeah.
That thing is fire. I love that.
I literally just opened that right before we went on the show. And I said, man, look at God. Like, we got this show scheduled, and that thing arrived about 10 minutes before we went live.
You know, it says it be there right on time, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole family brand now, like Travis said, right? That Adidas, because you know, with the way that the deal was structured and everything, Travis said he wanted to have his family involved also.
That's, you know, you got to involve family in a lot of things. So, you know, that was something that is precious to my son, and that's something that he's all about, which is family. Mm-hmm. Which is exactly what I'm all about. I preach family all the time, even when they were growing up as kids. At the end of the day, you have your family, you know, and that's just how it is. You can't pick your family, which, you know, we all wish we could, because some family members, you just be like,
yeah.
But
every family got one or two. I got about 5.
You're right. I probably got about 10.
Now, I was lucky enough last year to catch Travis's dad on Prime Parents. We had a conversation right here, and he was talking about kind of like what you were saying with the family background and just throwing Travis out there when he was younger, play with all his cousins and uncles and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it's like you said, it's on both sides. You know, you got a lot of male athletes on both sides. So you guys both from that same West Palm Beach, Florida area, right?
He's from Boynton. I'm from West Palm.
Boynton. Yeah. Okay. How was that growing up down there with all the rich talent down that way? And what made you guys decide to move from Florida to Georgia?
Well, I decided to move because when you're told by God to move, you have to listen. You don't have to know the outcome, but you need to have your ear tuned to listen, because with me listening, it actually shows that if you listen to what you are doing, when you listening to God and you're doing what God's called you to do, then there's nothing that you're going to do that's going to be wrong. So I made it in my mind, hey, do I want my kids to deal with what they're dealing with now, what I dealt with growing up as a child, or should I shift them into another atmosphere where they can actually grow, where they can actually prosper? You gotta be willing to make sacrifices that don't pertain anything to you per se. But in order for your child to sprout up and blossom the way they should, you got to remove them from a toxic environment into something that's good. And a lot of times, if you don't move a child out of something that they used to, then they will never move at all.
Yes.
So I didn't want that for my kids, my children, because I saw something great in them, whether they've seen it or not. Well, I know I birthed out queens and kings. I know I birthed out a queen and kings. So I'm not going to allow you to be in an environment where I know it can taint you. You know, you can be bright as ever, but if you around nothing but darkness, then eventually some of that darkness is going to get onto you. So I had to remove my kids out of a place where God told me to remove them from, and me too, and to a foreign land that I had no idea what I was going to do, what we needed to do. and what was going to happen. See, I moved in obedience. See, it says obedience is better than sacrifice. Had I not moved, where would they be? Where would I be? Would we be having this conversation? I'm glad I listened when I needed to. I'm glad I actually, because some people won't move. They comfortable with being comfortable. I'm not comfortable being in a comfortable position, in a situation where I think people around me think it's comfortable, but it's that very much uncomfortable. So God tapped me on the shoulder and said, okay, you're going to do it my way this time, because I'm going to make sure that nothing that you got going on will prosper. So he will tear up everything that you got that's so comfortable for you and make you so uncomfortable till nothing works, so you have no choice but to shift. So we shift. I told my kids that we were going to Universal Studios, and we never ended up there. We ended up.
Oh, mama.
You just sometimes you just got to bend the rules a little bit.
Yeah.
Because had I told them, they would have probably been discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
Now they had a fit when we got to our destination. They're like, now, Mom, Universal Studios don't take this long, I don't think. But I'm like, we almost there. Just go ahead and go to sleep. Yeah. We got to our destination. They were upset. But I understand. You got to understand, when you're doing the will of God, everybody's not going to see the vision that God placed upon you, because it was not a conference call. It was a one-on-one.
Yes. Oh,
that's what people lose right there, Mama. That when God speaks to you, He's speaking to you. Like he didn't tell everybody what He told Moses. He told Moses, and Moses went and told everybody. It's like, and some people, they get like this envious or doubtful spirit in them that ain't nobody told you that. What you doing taking them kids here? What you doing switching that job or that and the other? And you really just have to trust your heart and your obedience to what you're hearing and feeling. Because your friends will mess you up more than anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I moved in silence. Nobody knew that I moved. Nobody knew where I moved to for a whole year. Nobody. Because when you moving and doing the will of God, you don't want nobody to taint your judgment, to cloud your mind and have their thoughts be your thoughts and none of your own. So I made it in my mind, if God is calling me to move, that means He calling me to move in silence. See, everything that God speaks to you about don't need to be addressed to everybody.
Man.
If we only had a sound, man.
If you're listening to this, hold on. If you're listening to this, if you have, come on up.
I mean, I'm just saying, if we only had a sound, man,
right,
that would have been a bomb drop. That would have been the applause. That would have been that Jamaica horn. We got the Jamaica horn too. Tell you, like,
Rob Glide, Big Bond.
When we own it, we got that. We ain't got it tonight. Just play like you heard it.
We own it. We own it. I was just going to say, everybody listening, you guys got to be catching these, because she's dropping these jewels right here for you guys. All you got to do is listen, like she said. Just listen up. And you ended up in Georgia.
Yes.
Why Georgia? How Georgia? You just went that away? What happened?
God told me to go to Georgia years ago. I kept pushing it off until I said, if it's you, Lord, show me a sign. That sign He showed me was enough for me to move immediately the next day. So He was showing me that, hey, I told you many times to move, but you not moving. So let me show you what's going to happen if you don't move.
My gosh.
So I moved because I knew what He showed me was gonna occur, because I can hear God.
Yes.
I know when the Holy Spirit is nugging at me to move. So I gave my life to Christ, and at that time He was talking to me, speaking to me, had my kids doing what they need to do. That's why they know I'm a praying mother. At the end of the day, I'm going to pray and ask God to show me and guide me and lead me. And when He guided me to Georgia, I had no idea. I didn't even know anything about Georgia. I just went on a whim and a prayer. It was rocking, but it didn't stop me.
No family, no nothing.
No family that I was close to at all. So God sent strangers to help me along the way. Strangers helped us. He said, I sent sparrows to feed you. If you just allow me to lead you, I will send sparrows to feed you, strangers that you don't know, people that you never even met. It's like when God opened a door, he has it lined up for you. You're going to go through some trials and tribulations, but that's to bring somebody else through. So what I endured and what I experienced and what my kids endured and what they experienced and my spouse, it wasn't just for us. Once we understood the assignment is not just for us, it's for us to bring people that may need what we already went through. So it was rocky. It was ups and downs. It was some crying. It was some crying out to God. It was some, when you in the trenches, you're going to pull down heaven. You're going to be bombarding heaven. You're going to be talking to the Father. You're going to be doing whatever need to be done. You're going to be more focused. When God cannot talk to you if everything around you is noisy.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's
I think one of the things that happens, Tay, when people read that or hear that scripture about peace be still, they don't interpret it as that they need to be still. Like if you want peace, you need to be still. The things around you need to be still. Like you have to be in a still position to really embrace and receive like where the peace he's directing you to. Now I gotta ask you this, because you're talking about the transition from Florida to Georgia. And one thing we hear in the locker room all the time is where do the best athletes come from, whether it's Florida or Georgia? You have been in both. Which one is Travis going to claim?
Come on now. Florida.
All right. The Georgia folks love claiming Travis now.
That's okay. But I was scratching my head when I got here. And I'm still scratching my head. So Florida.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to ask about one guy that might have something to say about that. And that's someone you guys got to link up with once you got to Georgia. Let me see if I can pull this up right here. Talk about this guy right here.
Oh, my boy Cam.
That's big Cam Newton, who Travis recently said that Cam really helped him out a lot when he brought him on to his 7-on-7 team, took him off the circuit and brought him on to his team. Can you talk about that and how that happened with Cam Newton?
It was crazy because we were playing for another team and Cam just walked up to us and like, let me holler at you. What's going on? You live in Atlanta?
That's how it starts.
I'm like, yeah, we live in Atlanta. He was like, so what y'all doing? I'm like, what you mean what we doing? Because at the time I'm like, okay, so what we supposed to be doing? And Travis like, that's Cam Newton. I'm like, okay, that's Cam Newton. Me, I know some football, but not to the extreme. And my son, from that day, he made a decision. Hey, I'm going to go play with Cam. And I was behind him with his decision that he made.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that turned out to be the best thing for him. Because you can see some of the highlights and the clips. I'd just be on the sideline just laughing at the stuff he be doing. And I'd be like, this boy dancing, everything. Just, that's just who he is.
Too now.
I learned at Jackson State, particularly starting in practice, and I used to tell people back then, I tell them all the way to Colorado, your ass in trouble if Travis dancing. Because when he if he dancing, like he in that mood and this a rap. Let me ask you this, Mama, whether it was, little kid in Florida developing in Georgia, when did you as a parent, I know you said you got one queen and 4 kings, but when did you as a parent see him do a play or something and be like, okay, this is special. Like, this is different. We ain't seen this before.
When he was little. It started when he was little. He would run plays and he would always be out on the field. I'm like, you want to take a break? No, Mom, just give me some candy. Okay. So he would always say, Grandma, make sure you got me some candy. Or Mom, make sure you got me some candy. And all the kids, they all got to have like some Skittles or something, just pop it in their mouth, and that's just what they like. So from when he was little, I already knew. Once I knew who I was and my family on this side and his family on that side, we very athletic. Come on, it's not really even a question. Once I took him to one of our events at my job at the time, and he never played volleyball. So he went on my boss team on his side of the team. and he played with us, and he was hitting us all in the head with the volleyball. And I was like, you ain't never played volleyball before. So from that point, my boss was astonished. She was like, he's so young, but he was beating everybody out there in the volleyball place. I was like, so I'm leaving with my head hurting because he done spiked the ball and hit everybody on the head, and we all got headaches. That's when I knew he could touch. He's pretty much great at pretty much anything that he touches, he dominates. And that goes for all of my children. All my children are very athletic, and they're very competitive against one another. It don't even matter if the ages, it don't matter.
Mom, I want to talk about y'all's decision to come to Jackson State, which is where I met y'all. But I got to tell you about the experience I had with him, like practice one at Jackson State. He and I had already met, had some conversation, that kind of stuff. We're standing at the 50-yard line talking. And we got to a point that the conversation was winding down because it was time for practice to start. And Travis's way of ending the conversation with me is he backflipped from the 50-yard line to the end zone nonstop. And I looked at the guy next to me and I said, this damn dude is an alien, man. Like, who backflipped 50 yards to walk off from something? Everybody else just walk off. He backflipped 50 damn yards.
Cold-blooded.
He's always did backflips. He's always danced. There was never a dull moment in my house. I can tell you that much.
What talk to us about that? That he's in high school, decision time. You know, he's looking at Florida State, leaning heavy Florida State, going to Florida State. Coach Prime lands at Jackson State, and the next thing you know, the number one player in the country, who happens to become number two after he commits to a black man, but we'll get into that. But the number one player in the country decides to go to a HBCU.
Well, for me, first of all, you got to be a God-fearing person. So my kids would only go where there's God-fearing men, whether it's a man, woman, whatever you're doing, you got to have some God in you. Because if you're going to teach my kids, I know you're going to teach them the principle of football, but I also need you to teach them biblical as well. Teach them how to be men, teach them how to treat a woman, teach them the etiquette, teach them whatever it is that they need outside, not just football, but outside of football. So that right there just showed me that, you know, I want my kids to go to someone that's going to treat them like how they're supposed to be treated, going to push them to their full potential no matter what. You're not going to be over here like, oh, well, we'll get it next time. No, you're going to make sure you know, you did this wrong. You need to tighten up. Do what you need to. I don't want nobody that's going to be treating my kid all soft. I'm not used to that. I'm used to the dog. So if you're going to be a dog all the way. Don't be halfway. So that's who Dion is. He's going to go out there and teach you what you need to be taught to get you to the level that you're trying to get to. And that's all I need to know.
Let's step back and say, when you were younger and Coach Prime was playing, right? Were you into Coach Prime as a football player? Did you know of him like that, or was it just more your brothers that was following him?
Me, no, I really didn't know him like about football. All I knew about what my kids.
We got you. Go ahead.
You got me? Okay. All I knew is my kids. I didn't know anything about any football really too much outside of that. Just my kids. I just focus on them and whatever they're doing. They're like, who's the team that you're a fan of? My kids. Wherever they went, that's who I was a fan of. So if it didn't pertain to my kids, then I didn't really pay it attention.
That makes sense. And let's go here. Now, when Travis came out here for the Polynesian Bowl, I live in Hawaii. So when he was out here for the Polynesian Bowl, that was my first time being able to see him. And I was thinking about, should I say this or not? And I think that it makes sense. I remember my first time seeing, and people might get me for this, but people might understand it also. I remember my first time seeing Michael Jordan in Birmingham, Alabama, when he was playing baseball. And I just knew that, damn, that's a different level athlete right there. You know, when I saw him. Travis came out here. He was going to Jackson State. The hype was there. So I said, let me go out here to the Polynesian Bowl and just check him out myself with my own eyes instead of watching it on TV. And I likened that to the same thing when I saw Michael Jordan. I said, he's on a different level right here. This kid, I saw him. I was on the sideline. I saw him call out an interception. I saw him get upset with how they were playing him, trying to play him dirty, and he just started going off. Then he just went mad, went crazy.
Oh, yeah,
Coach tried to pull him out the game. He went right back in. Some things
fuel
I've
to
never
his
seen
fire.
before.
That's the fuel to his fire.
That's when I said Coach Prime in Jackson State has a dog like none other right here. Talk about that experience. Did you come out here for the Hawaii Bowl or for the Polynesian Bowl? Okay,
no, my legs would have been asleep on the plane.
How was that to watch him playing that far away from home, way out here on the island in Hawaii?
Well, it was anything that he does is like, to me, it's like, oh, okay, he did that. Oh, he did something different. But to me, it's like, hey, this is my son. Like, I've seen him do some amazing things. And for him to go to Hawaii, that was the experience that he needed. Sometimes you got to let your child grow, and you got to let him go to grow.
Yeah.
So that is something that he needed to experience. And I'm glad that he went, because he went there as a dog, came back as a dog. So, it actually was something that he needed to experience, and he actually liked it.
Yes. Nice.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, man, I got plenty over this way, because I'm just enjoying the conversation with a straight up real one. Much like Coach Prime is not hesitant to call her shot and then give full credit to the man above for when the shot worked. And a lot of people, that just make a lot of folks uncomfortable, because they're not used to realness. People want you to do what they do or what they think you should do. They try to limit your blessings to fit their narrative of you. And one thing about you and your son and y'all's relationship, you can't just put no limits on it, because y'all are connected to the source, not a resource. So I just love it. I just love the energy from when I first met you. You always been a solid person. Again, I want to go back to that Heisman moment, because I really think this, and I told Coach Prime, I said, there were some people, for whatever reason, hate, indifference, doesn't matter. There were some people who were against Trasman for the Heisman as far as the voters. But I told him, I said, man, if the system was set up where they could hear a young man's speech or hear from his parents before they vote, it would have been unanimous. Because between his remarks and your remarks, anybody that voted differently, they want to go change their damn vote.
I know they did.
What was it for you in that moment, unscripted, when ESPN and the world is watching, they asking your thoughts? What brought all of that realness out? Then we got a little pause, so you catch back in.
Mama Tay, you still there? Could you hear us?
Yep, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I was saying that for that moment in ESPN and the world watching, what brought all that realness out, where people just got the real you in that moment?
Uh-oh.
Are we good? We can hear you.
I wanted to be transparent and also real.
Tell them other kids to turn the video game off. They out there, they on the same Wi-Fi.
I'm like, what is going on, you know what, devil? I'm like, this never happened. I'm like, what is going on here? All of a sudden.
I know the chat going crazy. We appreciate y'all in the chat. Y'all put your city and your state in the chat right now. Let Mama Tay know where you're checking in from and where you're listening in from also.
Yeah, anybody in the chat talking crazy, y'all not finna move this woman, man. Y'all stop playing. Like y'all can't come with nothing that they ain't dealt with.
They getting on me, Unc. They told me to stop talking so much.
Well, isn't this what we're supposed to be doing?
Yeah, we're supposed to be having a conversation.
What?
So I just think, like, again, back to that Heisman night, when people heard you speak, when parents around the world, folks watching, it was just unbelievable. It's like, man, that's a real mama right there.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I'm looking at the comments. The comments going through fast.
I'm just clicking on the city that
we did have a couple super chats. Throw those up.
Okay, let's do the super chat real quick. Thank you guys for all the super chats. Right now, let's get to the first one right here from Lawrence RBE for the $10 super chat. Said, Travis, mom, salute to you on raising Travis. What was going through your mind when Travis said he wanted to go to JSU and then to CU? What was going through your mind on the run up to the Heisman?
JSU and then CU. Well, as far as him going to JSU, I was excited about that because you got to think about it. You got to be excited about somebody wanting your son that actually plays the same thing that your son is playing and that can teach your son in ways the other coaches can't. You can't relate to me if you're not able to do the same. You haven't done the same thing that I'm doing. It's just like you saying, okay, the O-line going to teach you, but you're not an O-line. You're actually DB or wide receiver. So why would you want to be taught is not well skilled or equipped? So for him going to JSU, I was excited. I was like, you're gonna change, be the change that you so destined want to see. So he had to be the change. It started with him. I told him wherever you go, you are who you are. It doesn't matter if the school is one way, you're gonna come and you're gonna change things because you are who you are. That means you're a leader, you're very outspoken, and you know what you can do for your team. You know what you need your team to do with you. So you're going to go out there and do exactly what you need to do. He did it over here in Collins Hill. He did it when he was playing in rec. So this was something that he's always done. And he's always changed the narrative. People were so hyped on going to D1. And they told him what he wouldn't be able to do and what he shouldn't do. So that's why he went out and did which was best for him. At the end of the day, you got to make decisions that is best for you, not what's best for everybody around you.
Right. Love that. Love that. You got another super chat throw up, Chico?
Here you go, right here.
That's Perry, P. Ray, whatever, appreciate the super chat. Thank you for raising a great young man and sharing Travis with us all. We appreciate that super chat. I saw Mama Tia had one too. Let's first, Rev BJ Nelson. You can get an idea of a great blessing is by the storm you are going through. Faith is necessary. I appreciate that, Mama Tia. Hello, Uncle Chico, Mama Travis. Bless the Lord. I'm here not feeling well. Hope you feel better, Mama Tia. I jumped up. Amen. God fearing. Fear God, shun evil. Travis' mother is super authentic. You are boss. Congratulations, a believer of saving souls. Uncle Chico from Columbia, South Carolina. Appreciate you, Mama Tia, always checking in and supporting us. And thank you for those positive comments as well. Let me say this.
Appreciate you.
Let me say this, Mama Tia. And by the way, when you get that little dragon in there, just keep talking. It catches up. So we good.
Okay. Okay.
Since I've met y'all, I have always seen Travis surrounded by wise counsel. Fathers, father figures, coaches, Boog, myself. It doesn't even matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
When we get post Heisman, and now everybody want to be in his personal business and making judgment calls about a 10-second clip or something they seen or heard. As a mother who has raised this man to make sound decisions and are still involved in his life making sound decisions, why people can't mind their own damn business?
Because if they did that, we would have no followers.
Facts.
If people mind their own business, nobody will come and follow us. So they're doing their job. That's what they're set out to do. Like there's God and there's the devil.
Absolutely.
They all got to play their part. So, some people are not happy about themselves. So therefore, what they're going to do is target you. Why? Because that's just what they're here to do. I'm not going to worry about what you're going to post, because you have a right to post what you want to post. But at the end of the day, I know who I am and whose I am. So I don't have to address mess.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to address what things that people think I need to address, because why? I don't owe you no explanation. So why do you feel I need to give you one?
Mm-hmm. And then when they come under this fake new caring. Like you ain't been caring all these years, but now all of a sudden, well, I'm just saying this in his best interest. I'm saying this because I care. What,
big bruh.
Did you care enough to drop him off in practice 10 years ago? Did you care enough to like woo?
I always say everybody got an opinion, and a lot of times people need to take their own advice. You give it, but you don't know how to receive it yourself. But you feel like it's okay for you to keep giving it, right? But nobody around you in your circle is receiving anything that you say at your mouth.
I ain't from one of them. I ain't from one of them churches where they get up and run around, but I feel like getting up and running around. I might knock to. I need a tambourine or something, Chico. What a sound, man! What we? She preaching.
But it kind of goes back to like what you said about the coaches who never played the position, trying to teach him how to play the position. These people never, like Trav said, you never had a girlfriend, probably never played a sport, never been in the spotlight, could never take all of the stuff that's going on in his life right now. But you want to have an opinion of how he should handle it. Come on, dog. You got to get there. Yep. Go handle what you handling right now.
And before we go any further, let me shout out my amazing husband, Andre Harris. You are my rock.
Oh, no.
Gotta make sure I shout you out because you've been there through thick and thin with us in the trenches. So he helped raise Travis, Ashley, and he's there for the other two that we have together, which is Andre and DeAndre. So I want to shout him out because sometimes you got to give people their flowers while they're alive.
Yes, absolutely. I look, let me tell you this about this hat I'm wearing. You see that?
So I want to take this time out. Let them know that I love them.
No, keep go right on. Go right on.
It kind of cut out. It kind of cut out. Continue your shout out to him though.
But yes, I just want to give a shout out like, hey, you are my rock. Keep doing what you're doing. You supporting us. You having our back through it all. And a lot of times people don't realize that, you know, that there's a strong father figure regardless. He has a father, but he also have another father on this end as well. Just like he has a mother, he has another mother figure as well on that end. And we come together and parent and do what we need to do because it's not for us, it's for us. If we can all come together as one on one accord, everybody should have great parenting. Everybody should have great parenting. But you know what? Everybody got a job. Everybody got a job to do. So, hey, but in this house, you know, we're going to preach Jesus. We're going to stand on it 10 toes down. We're going to do what we need to do. We're going to pray. We're going to label. We're going to get it out of the mud. We're going to dust our feet off, shake it off, and do what we need to do. We're going to keep on rolling. Because failure is not an option in this house.
Right. Love it.
You may bend, but you will not break.
I love it.
So I just want to make that clear.
The hat I'm wearing, Miss Tate, is F2, is Father Figures. It's a brand I connected with through Coach Prime. And the motto is you ain't got to be perfect, just be present. And like so many times we get confused and because we're not the person we think we should be, we're not where we want to be in life. We use that as an excuse to be absent. And that just being present in a child's life, particularly your child's, or in a marriage situation, a stepchild, whichever way it is, whether you're a coach, or uncle, or father, fathers matter. And that's why I rock with this F2 with father figure apparel, because it stresses fatherhood. And that's one thing Coach Prime is big on. Like, you can't work for him or around him and not be a good dad. Like, he doesn't hire coaches that ain't good fathers, because how you going to be a father to the wide receivers or the tight ends or whoever, and you ain't a good father to your own house.
Exactly.
And so to hear you give your husband that shout out, you know, for helping to raise y'all's children together and the children y'all, you know, joined and combined with, what a major shout out for the dad that he's been.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to him out there, man. Where we going next? I had a question, but I don't want to go too far ahead right now.
Man, go. Look, hey, Chico. This our show. This our guest. She want to be here. She love us. Like, we good.
100%. Well, let's go to Folsom Field then. Let's go to Folsom Field. What were some of your best memories and things that went on at Folsom Field this year at you know, with the Colorado Buffaloes?
Well, even though when he got injured, it shows it showed him that no matter what your trials and your tribulations are, you can get back up again. You can continue to do what you are called to do, and that's be great. So continue to do what you need to do as a star. So for me, it's just to see my son go through what he went through and continue to push and push and push. You know, he could have easily laid down and like, you know what? I'm practicing. I don't feel like going to rehab. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. But he did it. He continued to go, 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 go. And he was hungry.
Can you still hear Neely?
No, it's paused on her end. It'll catch up.
Pause. Okay.
Yeah. She gonna keep it real now. Like she gonna keep it real.
I'm gonna keep it real like Holyfield. I'm gonna be very transparent because that's what
I am. Amen. MDJ Original, who provides a lot of our jackets and hoodies and does custom work out there, says God-fearing mom is never wrong. Great job, mom, for raising a great young man. He'll be fine because his mom gave him to God.
That's right.
Hard to argue against that.
Right.
I ain't gonna argue against that because that's what you do. You give them to God. See, those you gave them to me. I'm giving them back.
Yeah.
Because I know I can't do more than you can do. So when your kids are acting like they don't have no acting a fool, just give them to Jesus.
Yeah.
I promise you, if you give your kids back to who gave them to you, you will have no worries because God's going to make sure that he sees it through. He can do all things. There is nothing too small for him.
Got another super chat popped up. Doubly blessed twin, mommy. Are you considering the possibility of writing a book someday?
Sure is.
Nah, double blessed twin, mommy. It's gonna be a bestseller, and you gonna go buy 3 of them, and she gonna sign 2 of them.
That's right. Oh, yes.
I do want to ask you this. Speaking of like writing a book, everything, your perspective as a mom with this phenomenal athlete and talent. I've also seen, like some speaking opportunities you've been embracing, some virtual conferences. What's next? How do people tune in, dial in, and even how do they support you? Like we got, MDJ Originals who provides us with stuff. I know y'all with Adidas, but as you get out there on these tours, like, are you looking for wardrobe sponsors? Are you looking for travel sponsors? Like, talk to us.
Yes, I am looking for wardrobe. I'm looking for makeup artists as well. I need some headshots done. I got a lot that I have going on in the back end, but you know how God says sometimes you got to pop out and show them after it's already done. So you can't speak while you in transitioning you can't speak while you're in transition. You got to wait until it's done. It's like you got to get this house, but you done already told everybody about this house, and you got people praying on you instead of praying for you. And then you get
wait. We got to spell that for them because they Prey.
Yeah, and not Pray.
Yeah.
So I have to be mindful of what I release. So therefore, yes, I do have some speaking engagements that's coming up, and that is one that you guys just saw that popped up that I'm going to be a part of February the 1st, Cedar Hill, Texas. Whoop whoop! It's amazing.
That's good stuff. Now, let me tell you this: you said you need a makeup artist. Like I told you, popped on the show. You showed up tonight, beat baby. I don't know.
I thought you was going somewhere else with the makeup artist. I'm glad you did. I thought you was going somewhere else.
Now, Mama, I ain't never seen Mama not beautiful, but Mama came in today like, okay, watch this. She walked in the door and hit the Heisman pose on y'all.
Look at that right there. She chilling in the turnover chair right there.
They might well name that chair the Travis chair. Minutes he got.
What'd you say, Mom?
We have another super chat, Chico.
You got another one? All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. We're gonna get into some NFL talk in a minute. and talk about some
Absolutely. I
possible
think double
destinations.
blessed twin mommy wants you to raise her twins. Since she did.
What was it? Do you want 3, 2, 3?
No, baby. I'm trying to travel, and it's like it's my prime. It's my time. You know, I done did some raising. I'm still raising, but listen, it says sometimes you think your time is up or you didn't get to do wanted to do, but God will bring it back to you. He'll reverse that thing back to you, and the things that the visions that you had now will become your reality, and now it will manifest. So I'm just excited to be able to just keep on flowing. Right now, all I see is green. I don't want to be stopped. I don't want to be held on yellow. I just want to keep going, because the more you move and the more you keep going, the more you're going to keep growing. And as you grow, you're going to bring more people, and you're going to be able to give opportunities to people that didn't have it, that came from where you came from, or don't have the knowledge or understanding of what they need to do, how they need to do it. You know, knowledge is powerful. Knowledge is the key to success. And a lot of people don't want to give knowledge to those that need the knowledge. They rather keep the knowledge for themselves. I'm not that type of mom. I want to help those moms that are coming up that need help. They need some guidance, get to point A to B without being screwed over or thing like that. It's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that parents have no idea what they're walking into. And a lot of times you got to make sure that you get with the right people that will be able to walk you through and educate you while you're walking through. That's why my son chose Prime. He chose Dion, because it's not just about him, but it was also about his family. And he's a very family-oriented guy. So that made sense. God-fearing, family-oriented. He's going to make sure that we not only he have as well.
I think the fit was so perfect with Coach Prime understanding, you know, playing both ways. Although he never played as much like Travis is playing, you know, just never coming off the field. But I think that was more of just the old school coaches not understanding that he can actually do that. But Coach Prime coming in and just understanding that, hey, I can give this guy the opportunity to just do what he does. And, you know, we can manage that, and I can teach him on both sides of the football and just let him blossom. And then from Jackson State to Colorado, and now Heisman Trophy winner. Do you think, how can I structure this way better instead of just saying, do you think that it would have happened anywhere else? Or how do you think in some ways that Coach Prime nurtured that to allow that to happen?
You're asking me do I think
what are some ways you think Coach Prime nurtured and allow Travis to be able to play both ways the way he did?
Okay, repeat that question, because I cut out.
Okay, on the football field, as far as Travis playing both ways, how do you think? Can you talk about some of the ways that Coach Prime nurtured that and allowed that and helped propel that Travis playing both ways and leading him to the Heisman Trophy?
You know, at the beginning, you got to show coach what you say that you're going to be able to do. Can you handle what you ask for? So he showed him that he could handle what he asked for. And once he did that, it was all go. It was all go. It was all green light.
Right. Yeah, because it's one of those things, Chico, from my vantage point, watching in Jackson State, watching in Colorado, that a lot of coaches wouldn't know what the hell they had. You know, and how to utilize it in a manner that he could be propelled to the Heisman. I think if Travis played one side of the ball, he'd have been the nation's best receiver. I think if he played one side of the ball, he'd have been the nation's best cornerback. But only Deion Sanders knew how to create an atmosphere where he could do both at the same time.
That's right.
Because he was coming from his own experience. It was all ordained, man. It was just all, a blessing. Because even the move from Jackson State to Colorado, I've told people this, and some people say amen and some people get mad. Travis ain't winning the Heisman Trophy from Jackson State. He would have been everything that he is. He would have been the greatest receiver in the SWAC, the greatest DB in the SWAC, but because of the institutional, organizational racism that still exists in America, he wouldn't have gotten his flowers. Same thing with Shador winning the Johnny Unitas Award. It just wouldn't have happened. And for those young brothers to make a decision to follow that man being Coach Prime, to that platform and prove to the world that whether you're from Florida or Georgia or Jackson State, when you kick ass on any level.
No matter where you at.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. They put all that, you still got some people chirping, but all that naysaying went to bed. Like, it's a wrap. They proved that you can do it. And I tell folks this, Mama Tay, that I don't care if you play for Alcorn or FAMU and you played against Travis and you caught a pass on him. Man, you get to say you caught a pass on the Heisman Trophy winner. If you picked off a ball and you play for Valley and you intercepted Shador, you get to say, I picked off the Johnny Unitas Award winner. Like, everybody's stock increases because of their stock increased. Like, a rising tide lifts all boats, and there's no need to hate it when you can ride with it.
That's right. That's correct. Yeah. You're definitely correct on that.
All right, here we go. Before we leave out of here, we got a lot of people in the chat. Y'all got questions, put them in. All super chats, we will be reading them. NFL coming up. And we got the NFL draft that's been moving all over the place. It was Jacksonville, New England, Cleveland. Yeah. Everybody's had their chance, it seemed like, to have the number one pick. Now it's Tennessee, followed by the Cleveland Browns. And, you know, you got a few other teams behind that, the Giants. What are some destinations that you might be a little bit more excited about to go to over some others, if any?
There is any. Wherever he ends up at, he's done what he needs to do. So I'm just excited to just be in the midst and just to see all of his hard work paying off. So wherever he goes, he's gonna bring that. He's gonna bring that fire. So at the end of the day, hey, wherever he ends up at, we all will have to stay tuned, won't we?
that we will. Speaking of staying tuned, you said in the top of the album when we came on the show, you were mentioning his siblings and everybody's athletic. And I remember my first interview with you, not conversation, but first interview with Jack State. Mm-hmm. And you said, this ain't it. It's some more coming behind him.
That's right. That's right. So like, Travis is definitely talk about that. Travis, well, all of my kids are very athletic. I knew when they put a ball in their hand, even the 1-year-old about to be 2, he got a ball in his hand already. He's already making plays. He's already trying to go out for a long pass, and even though he can't catch it, he's definitely trying to go do it anyway. So you got to just encourage your kids. Travis is coming up behind him, and he's in the 10th grade now. He's about to be going to the 11th this year. So I'm excited to see where he ends up as well, because I know greatness when I see it. I mean, I don't labor over my kids and ask the Father for nothing. I mean, if he gives you these kids, that means he's giving you a gift. And the gift that he gives you, you give right back to him. And as long as they know that they got to continue to keep God first, and anything that they ask, then it shall be given unto them, pressed down, shaken together, and run over, then that's it. As long as they got to know, hey, you're not in it by yourself. I'm with you. I may not be on the field, but I'm here. So you just got to make sure that you be the parent and not the coach. And I think that's very important. If you know you don't have the tools, the necessary tools to coach your son on the degree or the level that you want to see him at, and if you know your son frees up when you talk to them, then don't coach them. Let the coach coach. You be the parent. Yes. So when they do have a bad game or a bad day, then you be the parent that they need, not the coach. So I've seen it plenty of times before with kids growing up. The parent wants to be the coach and want to overshadow the coach, so the coach don't get a chance to do what needs to be done concerning your child, which what you prayed for. If I'm praying a label for something, best believe I'm gonna allow it to happen. I'm not gonna stand in my child's way, in the way of his destiny. So parents out there, if you know you don't have the necessary tools that your child needs, allow the coach to be the coach and you be the parent.
Yeah, you got to know your ministry. Everybody can't be in the choir. Everybody
That's
can't
right.
usher. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you this now. I know my ministry. My ministry is recruiting. So I'm gonna say to Travis, you see that Jackson State right on my shoulder back there, like that. I know you got your first offer for him. Come on, Travis. Yeah.
It's already got an offer from Eddie. Well, I think the first one came from Eddie George at Tennessee State, and now at Jackson State also. I'm sure many more to come also. So shout out to Travis.
Yes. I'm excited about that.
Mom, I just got to tell you, like in the chat, we live on both channels. It's like thousands watching this live. So much, we can't get to all of them, but so many people saying how much they love you and how proud they are and what a wonderful mom you are. Just like a lot of positive feedback and energy towards you. We had another super chat from Mama Tia, speaking of Chico, when I was asking that question. Mama Tia, appreciate you. She said, love it. Failure is not an option. One of Dr. Jamal Harrison Bryant quote, mediocrity is not a choice. I've witnessed it. Pray, oh Lord Jesus. The chat is on fire. Appreciate you. The chat love you. And every time somebody try to come with some hate, the chat getting on their ass. And let me say this to the chat. Let me say this to the chat. You got to understand, when we got this guest on, and this guest ain't scared of y'all and y'all comments, we ain't even to block nobody. Y'all say what you want to say. She ain't scared. We ain't scared. You not hurting her. You ain't doing nothing to change her faith or belief. So I've been seeing people, oh man, such and so need to be blocked. If such and so ignorant, let them stay ignorant. We'll pray for them. Maybe the Lord can fix them. But keep
on commenting. That's what we need you to do. The algorithm gonna go up, the money gonna go up, the stock gonna go up. Listen, I'm not getting in the way of you doing what you're doing, because as you think you making paper, we making paper too. So I mean,
now I'm about to run. What my tambourine? I'm about to run around now.
So it is what it is. A lot of you guys in that chat are doing exactly what you do best. It's typing.
I'm trying to look through them and get some good stuff out of it. You know what I mean? But you know, hey, you gotta sift through it sometimes. After the comments, y'all gonna still be miserable.
That's right. Listen, for those of you out there that are parents and you have athletic children, remember to remind your kids, these people don't have no hell or heaven to put them in. So therefore, we have all fallen short of the glory of the goodness of Jesus Christ. So therefore, we have all sinned. So there is no greater sin than any other sin. So if they tell you that, they lie. You sin just as much as I sin. So what makes your sin any greater than my sin, regardless of what the sin is? You better go ask for repentance, because I know I am. I know who my father is. Do you?
Well, let me tell you,
get on this side called greatness, because the hate be so real, but the love be even better. So hate me while I'm going to the top and you not.
Don't hate me, baby, because I'm beautiful.
I tried to tell them leading up to this show on Monday with Uncle Chico live, on Tuesday with Philip Dukes. I tried to tell them Wednesday nights you're not gonna want to miss, because she gonna keep it a thou wow. Like she got no other setting but on. Like it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's just like Coach Prime. You can ask her the same stuff next week, next month. You're gonna get the same answer, because the truth won't change.
No. The truth remained the same, but a lie always change. Remember that.
That's another one.
Man, if we had a sound, man.
So
wait a minute, y'all want to hear my sound? Is my sound not coming through today?
Because that's the only option. That's the only option. That's all I know, is to be transparent. I'm not gonna lie to you for what? Who are you? We all bleed the same. We all bleed the same red.
Chico, we ain't hearing your sounds. Maybe you hearing them, but we ain't hearing no sound.
Maybe I'm hearing them.
Mama, tell you heard the sound. I ain't heard no sound.
I'm over here thinking I'm going crazy over here. Y'all not hearing nothing, huh?
Hey, the chat ain't heard nothing. You the only one hear it.
No.
You got that Temu sound. I told you, look, man, you gotta buy your stuff from Adidas, not Temu. Like you can't go.
Hey, mama, I just got a new soundboard, so I'm still working on it. I'm still getting everything straight. So yeah, y'all gotta work with me. I've just been going crazy over here, Uncle Nate.
We gotta give him some grace tonight. We're gonna give you grace.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Because of you, we're gonna give some grace.
Give grace.
We done gave about 4 weeks of grace. Like it ain't never worked.
Grace is somebody know from Mississippi. He don't give no grace.
Yeah, I went to high school with Grace. I don't give
Grace who?
Sound man ain't worth nothing. What I tell
Ain't
you,
worth a damn. My mom used to say, "You ain't worth a damn dime." Like, damn.
if I was that
I just knew I
soundboard
was
cost
going
was a damn dime.
I just pressed it again. Thought I was going crazy, but hey.
No, it ain't.
Wait, let's go back to this because I see it
We
in
heard
the
the
chat.
same thing we heard at the beginning of the live. Nothing.
0. Now you got Mama Tay roasting me, man.
Oh,
Damn.
you just speaking the truth. We heard that.
Hey, just speaking the
And
truth, baby.
I'm tripping, Mama Tater. He been thinking we've been hearing this.
I've been thinking y'all been here. I'm like, damn, nobody reacted to nothing. Nobody, I'm knowing I'm
We
pressing
hear what you hear. Nothing.
Nathaniel. I'm gonna get it right though. Damn. I'm gonna get it right. And let's go back to this though. Let's go back to this because we didn't hear her response about the Heisman Trophy speech, and everybody's talking about it in the chat.
Yeah.
Neely, I think you asked what they going crazy.
Yeah, I was at not internet running smooth. I was asking you at that moment, all of that came pouring from you live on international TV. Like, where did that come from? Because that really, it blew people away. Your speech.
It was just the Holy Spirit. I had no control over what I was saying. I was like, oh, I got this. I got this. When I opened my mouth, I was like, what I say it again? See, when you're just doing what you do, and it's just gonna go fluently. It's just gonna run just smooth. People probably thought that I, studied for it, or no, I didn't. It's just when the mic get in my hand, you best believe you guys are gonna understand where he gets his go getting from, where he gets his funk, where he gets. I'm gonna go get it by any means necessary, but I'm gonna keep making sure I'm doing it the right way. You just gotta know who you are and whose you are. Once you know that, you're chosen by God. There's really nothing that you can't not do. People are gonna say that. Of course, they're gonna say you can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. But at the end of the day, you have what you say you have. So if you're gonna continue to speak life, then you're gonna start seeing life happen. And now I always tell my kids, if you can't imagine you doing it, then it ain't gonna come true. So if you can see yourself doing it, then it's already done. I saw my kids. I saw this house before I got this house because God showed me. And I spoke it in the atmosphere and I walked right into what I spoke. So you got to be mindful of what you say. You have what you say you have. So if you speak positivity gonna start showing up. If you speaking negative every day, negative results is all you're gonna have.
Let me tell you how much you just poured into me and my spirit. And it's gonna sound like a joke, but I'm gonna take your words to heart. I know we have a good sound man. I know that in future shows, I believe and receive the sound will work and everybody will hear. I'm going to, let's see, look at that blessing. Look at that blessing. When prayers go up, blessings come down. Like it worked already. You know?
I could have sworn this was been going through the whole show. We done got
look at the Lord.
You have to speak it as if it is.
I'm telling you just spoke into existence and then it started working. I'm telling you.
Yes.
But you put that on my spirit. I was like, she right. I be sitting here talking negative about the sound man. I be imagining it not working. Let me flip it. I believe it's gonna work. I know we got.
As soon as you see, if you change the way you think and the way you see things, things will start happening.
Lord, this right here. This is for everybody listening and watching it out there. This is proof. Positive reinforcement, man. You got to talk. You got to speak them up. You see what happened to Russell Wilson in Denver?
Prayer works, and speaking into existence, it actually manifests.
Amen. Yes, it worked in. Yeah, look at it. Look at it. Don't wait. Hey, don't run your blessing out now. Don't wear it out now.
Listen, the hour in the show, it started working. See, what was dead arise.
Woo! Like dry bones in the valley, they got up and walked.
Where these dry bones live, and it did.
I got to ask a prime parent question before we get up out of here.
Come
on. What are some values or morals that you have taught Travis and the rest of your kids family morals and values that you think that that sticks with them, that they live with throughout the day, and throughout their lives. Just talk about that. And maybe this can help other parents out there of student athletes, that can help them, in raising them up. So just talk about that a little bit.
One, put God first. That's the number one. Put God first in all that you do, and everything that you do will manifest. Everything that you do will work for you at the time that God needed to work. It may not happen when you want it, but it'll be there right on time. So that's one. Two, never forget where you come from, and never forget where you come from. Three, always be who God calls you to be, not who people say that you are. You don't have to respond to you don't have to respond to what everybody else wants you to respond to. You are your own person. So be you and be the best you can possibly be. Mm-hmm. Never allow somebody else's opinion to overshadow yours. Walk by faith and not by sight.
Yes.
Lean on to God's, lean on not to your own understanding, but God's understanding to see you through. So all things work through God, period. Just put him first. And anything that you ask, you shall receive. If it's God's will, it's his bill.
There it is.
Chico, the sound worked again. I love it.
Gotta be positive,
Mama Tay, nothing but love for you. You've been with us for over an hour now. We appreciate the time you've given us. Appreciate you sharing, your story, your children's story, your perspective on things. I think everybody who has viewed this live and who are going to watch the replays are going to grow from it, because you have really put some substance out there to us. Chico, I don't know no other better way to wrap this one up than how she just wrapped it in. But that one you asked her about how that's just the blueprint right there, Chico.
Yeah. Those are words to live by right there, especially for the young parents out there who have young athletes. Listen up, you got to put something into them. You can't just tell them to go outside and be gone and get out of my presence, or give them an iPad or something like that. Put something into them.
Now I gotta tell you this again, Mama Tay. Me and Chico is like them stray cats in the hood. When you feed us, we coming back. So one thing you done messed up. We gotta have you back on. You done messed up. We done messed up now. We gotta have you back on.
You ain't lying.
Listen, to come back. You just let me know, and it's all green light. It's on go. It's on go.
We appreciate that. Y'all make sure y'all stay in tune. We appreciate y'all tuning in to the special episode of Prime Parents. Been live on the Pregame Network. Been live on BiggDogg Chico's channel. We got some more stuff dropping this week. Ferrante, Edmunds, we love you so much and appreciate you. I'm so glad the Lord delayed your flight and we bumped into each other in the airport.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Indeed.
This has been another classic episode of Prime Parents with myself, BiggDogg Chico, and the badass Uncle Neely. Hey, I saw in the chat somebody said people are going to be talking about this one. As soon as this one goes out, people are going to be talking about this all over other channels. Well, let them do that. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm going to tell you something else people talking about that me, you, and Dukes talked about. No, not that, Chico. Not what you've been calling.
Thank you. We had a great show.
Coach Prime sat down with Gillian Wallow today. You know what he said? Well, I tried to tell y'all. He said he would go coach to the NFL if given the opportunity to coach both of his sons, plural.
Did we just drop one right there? Is that already out? Is that
I tried to tell y'all. It's out there publicly. He has said it. Y'all thought old uncle's crazy, but I try to tell y'all, as great of a father he is, the call to be with his sons and coach them at the next level, that's the call that could get real.
Can't miss God. Well,
y'all make sure y'all watch Coach Prime, the docu-series on Amazon Prime. All 5 episodes are out. You can sit there and binge watch them. They're about 50 minutes each. You can knock out 2 or 3 at a time real easy. Appreciate that that beard shout out, because you can get that beard oil from facedbyjazz.com, FACEDBYJAS.com, facedbyjazz.com for Uncle Neely's beard oil. Shout out to MDG Originals for the gear. Shout out to Goonsville. Shout out to Father Figures Apparel for the lids and the mission behind them. That'll code up for MDJ Originals. Same thing with Goons, man. We appreciate everybody checking in, man. We had damn near 2,000 watching live, and now the sound works. Chico,
Hey, that was crazy, man.
did Mama Tay bring it? Did Mama Tay bring it, or did she bring it?
She definitely brought it, just like you said she would, you know, and just like everybody should have been expecting anyway. You see the great young man Travis Hunter is.
Yeah.
I should have asked you more about that, but not drinking, not smoking, not partying, doing what he's supposed to do, getting the schoolwork. That's the main thing, you know, the academic part of it. Unbelievable.
Like the shirt says, man, Travis Hunter is the cheat code. Plug it in. It's a cheat code, baby. Chico, what you want? What we got coming up, man?
And we got more and more things, more and more content coming up. Y'all got to stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for Prime Parents, Uncle Chico, of course. Everything coming through the Pregame Network, and also BiggDogg Chico Sports Talk right here. Find us on all social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and everything else. Y'all know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, all the other good stuff. Until the next time, we're going to be up and about this thing. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah.
Prayers for Los Angeles, man. Prayers for Los Angeles with additional prayers for the sound, man. We out.
All right. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah.
Heisman Trophy winning mom.